I don't know if I have any jokes, but I do have opinions about this movie.
Oh yeah. Well, let's get into it. My
So,
name's Alan. This is Zach. This is movie dummies for movies and movies for dummies. Let's get into
dummies
it.
for movies and movies for dummies. So, Avatar: Way of the Water.
Yeah. Let's hear about it.
So, going into it, I think, and this helped. I had low expectations
Uh huh.
because I had high expectations for the CGI,
Yes.
and I had low expectations for the story because the first one's story, eh.
Oh,
And
don't even
everyone was
get me
saying that,
started on the first story.
yeah, it's not good. So,
Oh man.
it's
Oh.
so the second one, I was expecting to be like a similar type of story. What I was not expecting was it to be the exact same story.
The exact same story. Yes. No, I agree
The
100%. It's the same
exact
thing.
same thing.
You know what it is? The first story is about the air tribe, right? This is about the water tribe. The next one's gonna be about
Right.
the earth tribe, and the last one's gonna be called War of Fire. It's gonna be about the fire
Yeah,
tribe. All right.
Aang's gonna come out. There's gonna be they're just like not only are they ripping off of like fucking Princess Mononoke and Fern Gully and what was the movie that you referenced?
Atlantis.
The
Disney's Atlantis.
Atlantis. That underrated gem, by the way.
Oh, so good. It's one of my
Now
favorites
they're
for
also
sure.
ripping off not only the name but the story of Avatar 2.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Um, it
Well,
the thing is that here's the thing. I liked it.
oh
I loved
no.
it. I had so much fun the whole time I was there. I was grinning ear to ear. It was like it was great. It was a romp. It was fun. I went in with low expectations for the story, anyways, and visually, this movie does not disappoint.
You know what you sound
It
like?
is gorgeous.
You sound like every Fast and Furious fan out there. Everyone. It's the same movie.
The same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing because you don't watch Fast and Furious for gripping dramatic storytelling.
I watch
You
it
watch
for the
Fast and
women in the
Furious
cars, baby.
to watch Dwayne the Rock Johnson crash a car into a helicopter and jump it across buildings and shit. Like you're not, like an important part of like consuming media is knowing what you're going in for,
Yeah.
for some things at least.
Oh.
Sometimes it's nice to be surprised. And
So
sometimes it's sometimes you know what you're gonna get. You know that a movie about blue aliens isn't about gripping storytelling. It's about incredible sci-fi world building and amazing animation.
I got a couple things I can say about this movie, but one thing that really stuck out to me when I left the movie, I looked over at my girlfriend Sam and I said, "This is the next generation Star Wars. This is
Mm.
going to be our kids' Star Wars." Hold on, hear me out. There's a 10-year gap between the first one and the second one, right? They're building this world to keep going and going and going and going. It's like a space. It's more of like a drama, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say like Star Wars is a soap opera. That's all Star Wars is. But like this movie, it's gonna be the equivalent. Like I could see my kids being like, look at the CGI in this, because it's like Star Wars was like cutting edge. This is cutting edge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of similarities there,
I think, yeah, I agree. But I think if anything, Avatar is going to be what Star Wars not should have been.
Hold on.
Um,
Wait till we get the
let me
Avatar
let me
prequels.
let me let me let me rephrase what I said there. Um, Avatar is what Star Wars is trying to be.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
the problem is that Star Wars is coming from an established movie like that was made in the 70s that is really good.
Yeah.
That the story is good, the action is good, like it was a phenomenon. And now fast forward whatever 50 years and Jesus, has it been that long?
Has it?
Is this the first since the 70s? Yeah, I mean almost 50
70s?
years.
Yeah, almost.
It came out in 74, the first one.
Wow.
So yeah, we're 2 years away. Anyways, um but Avatar it's not bearing all of the weight of expectation that the Star Wars prequels
Yeah.
bore, right? So like
Right.
the Star Wars prequels and the second trilogy or the third trilogy, there's a trilogy of trilogies, so the third
Yeah.
trilogy also expectation, right? But I think that The Force Awakens was received a lot better than The Phantom Menace because the expectations were lower because the prequel series everyone hated at the time.
Yeah.
So when Force Awakens came out, they were like, "Oh, thank God, they're making good new Star Wars movies." And the first one came out, and it was pretty good. But just like Avatar, it was the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the same. It was A New Hope
redone. Yeah, it's
redone.
Yeah. No, one of the other things that stuck out, there's one scene in particular in this movie that I couldn't get over. Like, I'm watching this scene, spoilers, obviously. It's the shark attack scene, man. It's like my favorite scene of the entire movie.
Oh, it's
because
so
I was sitting there and I was like jump scare and riveting, and I'm at the edge of my seat,
like,
and it's so intense. And then it finishes, and I go, that was all CGI.
Yeah, of course.
What? Like, I haven't, like, there are movies that don't even like get me like that, you know? Like, it was so well done.
It was so well done.
Oh man, like I couldn't get over it. Like, what's next? Like, what are they gonna do next? You know, is there gonna be a ground spider in the third movie? Like,
well, maybe they had to top or like equal the like leopard scene from the first one.
Yes, I think they topped it.
Whatever that thing was.
I'm gonna be honest.
I think it was way better.
Yeah,
that leopard scene was great. That was that shit was amazing in the first movie when he jumps the cliff and like falls in the water. Avatar always, like, even the first one, their water sims looked real, and now they, like, for this new movie they patented a bunch of water sim tech that they're using.
Oh, are they gonna do what Disney does and sell it later, or are they gonna keep it for themselves?
They'll probably sell it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, they developed a ton of new water simulation technology for this. Anyways, so
I was unaware.
The shark scene that was like what Aaron and I were talking about.
Yeah.
When we walked out of the movie, we were like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Because you really are the whole time. You're like, oh, because I think they did a really good job of setting stakes in this movie, a lot more than they did in the first movie. So Jake Sully has a family now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
He's got kids. And so they're like, before he was fighting, his motivations almost didn't make sense. His motivations were like he wanted to screw Neytiri and be a blue alien.
Yeah.
So it was incredibly selfish, and like Jake Sully wasn't, like, he was portrayed as a hero, but he wasn't a super redeemable character. His whole original mission in the first movie was to solve things diplomatically and then try to create peace. And he ended up just being a war chief for the other side.
Right.
Right. He failed, and he killed like hundreds of humans. And
does that make him like a terrorist? Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Yeah. They're all bad guys, right? Like, Jake he's not a good character.
Yeah.
He's a flawed character. And I feel like that was they almost copped out with it in the first movie, because they're like, oh, well, he's a jarhead. He's a soldier. Of course his solution is going to be to fight. But I think story-wise it didn't make sense in the first one. This time it definitely makes sense, because not only has he been here for 15 years, but he has a family. Well, he's got kids.
I would argue that in this movie, he was more of what he was supposed to be in the first movie, right? Because he was like, we can't live here. I'm endangering my people. They're after me. We have to go seek shelter elsewhere. You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Well, in the first one, he had to convince everyone to leave their home instead of just him leaving home, which is like a much bigger ask of a native people. But yeah, I liked the stakes. And so I think what makes going back to the original point, I think what makes the shark scene so suspenseful is because they gave him so many fucking kids.
Yeah.
Because he's got 4 kids, 4 Na'vi children, and then Spider, which is like he described him as their stray cat.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really funny. I mean, it was pretty plausible that they were going to kill one, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have my own gripes, right, about like each of the kids, well, 2 in particular, right? Like, Spider is the only reason why this movie, like, he was the only like plot driver in this movie. Like, he is the reason why things happen. He was the scapegoat of this movie. and it
He
kind of
was
tarnished him
the
as a
magical
character.
MacGuffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it tarnished his character. Like, I don't care about Spider. I never cared about Spider, and now I really don't care about Spider. Like, he's not a bad guy. Like, I'm not supposed to hate him, but he's 100% the reason why they're like they got caught.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they try to set up this whole sympathetic relationship
Yeah.
between him and like he was raised by Jake and Norm, right? The like science guys. And he sees himself as a Na'vi so much that he paints himself blue to try to fit in with his adoptive family.
Yeah.
He hates that he has to wear a mask. He hates being human. And then like that's he says that. He says, I hate being human.
Yeah.
Early on in the movie. And then as soon as like his dad shows up, which is not even his dad, it's a clone of his dad.
Right.
He's like, actually, I don't mind being human. And like I see what they're trying to do because his dad is like a Na'vi, but he's not a Na'vi. He's an Avatar, but he's an Avatar like Jake.
Yeah.
Because Jake was an Avatar, but Jake is like a perma Avatar. You know? I don't know, man. It's fucking weird.
They never really explained that either. I thought his dad was a perma Avatar as well, like that clone.
He is. Yeah, the clone. They're stuck in the Avatar bodies. Yeah. But I don't know. Like I'm one thing I am is curious to see where the hell they're gonna go with that character. Not with Spider, but with the I can't even remember his name. The bad guy.
That sounds like it. Also, hold on. My other issue with that movie was like that was an excuse of a bad guy. I would love to see like a new bad guy.
Me too. I wanted.
What? What?
It was the same thing. It was literally the same thing, and the same bad guy. It was the same bad guy.
I guess this time he didn't die.
Yeah, this time he didn't die, which was also stupid. He should have died. Spider, I don't know why he helped him.
It was like out of Spider's character, back on Spider. Like,
yeah,
it didn't make sense.
He had been trying to escape and fight against them and help his people the entire time. He was almost like a prisoner.
You know
right?
what?
And then at the end, he just like, I'm just gonna go full Stockholm syndrome, and I'm just gonna help him.
Well, and like I don't know. To me, it seemed like there were a lot of really strong ideas in the sequel, and then they hired a 5-year-old to connect the dots. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You know. So let's look at some of. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Hey, you're the expert here, man. I'm just a dummy for a movie.
So no. We're both experts. James Cameron filmography.
Yeah. No,
James Cameron is a crazy person.
Well, he's a top tier. Like he makes top tier movies, right? Like he has now 3 of his movies are in the top 5 grossing of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This Avatar, the first Avatar, Titanic, like you can't discredit him as a like creator.
No, not at all. You can't bet against James Cameron.
No.
Because like he did, I remember when the first Avatar was coming out, everyone thought that it was a fucking terrible idea. And
especially because the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie was coming out around the same time.
Oh,
it was just a complete disaster.
Oh, that movie's terrible.
Oh, it's so
I've never
bad.
actually seen the whole movie.
It's
Aaron and I put on like the beginning of it, and we were like, I want to watch this.
I mean, just like any anime adaptation, they're all bad. Yeah. They're all really bad.
They're all bad. So he did, but like James Cameron he's a G. Like he's done some amazing movies. He did Rambo. He did Aliens. He did Terminator. Like he does awesome sci-fi. And then it was the same thing when he switched from Terminator, Aliens, and Rambo and did a like romance drama in Titanic. Everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
that's a terrible idea.
I think people said
it's gonna flop.
Yeah, people were dead set that it was not gonna do well.
It then became the #1 grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Right. Fast forward 10 years. Dude, Avatar is stupid. That's a terrible idea. No one's gonna watch that. It's Dances with Wolves in Space. Beat his own record.
Yep.
For the #1 grossing movie of all time. I mean, yeah. Have you seen Alita Battle Angel?
No, I have not.
I haven't either. Funny enough, I actually have the Blu-ray.
Uh-huh.
My cousin lent it to me. I still haven't watched it, but I hear it's pretty bad. I hear it's pretty bad.
Did he
Just
make
like
that one?
most anime. Yeah, that's also a James Cameron movie,
Huh.
which is weird, huh?
Yeah. I guess you can't have all hits, but
No,
Is-
you can't. I mean, he
is James
definitely has had all hits, but
is he the LeBron James of movie making?
pretty much.
Right?
He definitely is the LeBron James of movie making. I mean,
Like,
oh, he did True Lies. That's a great movie.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Like, don't bet against James Cameron. He's gonna make hits. You know.
he's gonna make hits, but all of his sequels are usually not great, except for Aliens
Yeah.
and Terminator 2. But the rest of them are like pretty bad.
Yeah. Hmm. I could see where this movie suffered. I think this movie, what elevated this movie for me also is the CGI was just so good. It was so
It
good.
was beautiful.
Like
It was gorgeous. It was ahead of its time. It was like,
oh no, I lost you.
oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just don't have your video.
Why do you do that? That was weird.
Huh.
I don't know. Discord just dropped it.
Yeah.
Wow. That totally derailed my train of thought. The CGI.
Yeah, the CGI.
So it's awesome. It's awesome, and it was awesome in the first one. Like the first one was groundbreaking
Yeah.
for when it came out. Like I remember seeing that movie and being like, I can't believe that this is CGI. This is crazy
Yeah.
because that was 2009. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are in 2022, or now 2023, but the movie came out in 22. And it's like they blew my mind again. And I was not expecting that because tons of other movies have really good photoreal CGI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at Thanos. Thanos
Yeah.
looked amazing.
Thanos looked incredible.
Yeah, I honestly thought, I was like, this is peak of CGI. And then I saw this movie and I went, oh, everything's Thanos.
And yeah, everything is Thanos, and they're all in water and underwater the entire time.
The entire time. It's
Which is just like the hardest thing to make in CGI. I actually watched Corridor Digital did a really good breakdown of the like CGI breakdown for both the movie and the trailer. So they did the trailer first. And there's a shot in the trailer that, I mean, they spent like 10 minutes trying to analyze if it was CGI. And the conclusion that they came to is that no, the trailer shot isn't. It's a reference shot that they recolored to look real. But the fact that it made them pause for so long is a testament to how good the CGI is. That they could not figure out if a real shot was the CGI or not. Not trying to figure out if a CGI shot is real, trying to figure out if a real shot is CGI when placed next to all of the other CGI shots.
That's crazy.
So it really is like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All of the cloth sim and the water sim, like there's never, like, it's all just beautiful. It's beautifully animated. Everything is so detailed. Like I love all of the details in the actual Na'vi, like the water Na'vi versus the tree Na'vi.
Yeah, it showed like they put thought into that. Like they obviously evolved differently, so they have these things meant for water, right? Like
right.
They had fins on their forearms. They had bigger eyes.
Tails.
They had tails.
Yeah. They had, if you look at their proportions, their like chest is way broader and bigger than their.
Look at any swimmer. It's the same thing with swimmers that we have, right? That have been swimming for a long time. They develop these muscles.
Like, increased lung capacity too. They have like bigger chests because they have bigger lungs. It's really cool. And actually, there's I think a bunch of stuff on YouTube about it, but how much money on the first film they put into world building?
Yeah.
Like just world building. Like millions and millions of dollars were spent just like designing the world. Nothing that was ever in the movie, in either of the movies. Just crazy world building. And I have to respect that because that's cool, man. Like there's like books and all sorts of stuff that like expands the Pandora universe.
Yeah.
The Pandora-verse.
For all you nerds out there, it's like getting in a D&D campaign with a DM or a dungeon master that's like written every possible scenario out, like everything down to the minute detail. It's
like the best homebrew you've ever made. You know, like it's.
Oh, I would love to be. I would love to be in a James Cameron D&D campaign. Like one where he's the DM.
Yeah, that would be actually really sick.
I'm notorious for just derailing campaigns by just being like, I want to go here.
Me
You
too.
can't. I'm gonna try and jump over this to get over here. Roll 20.
Yeah.
Like,
Sick. Yeah, I like bringing the chaos when
Oh,
I
yeah.
play. I always play rogues, you know, so I can
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Oh man, I play
Um,
weird characters. Weird characters. I played a Kenku and I would they're like bird type people, but they don't have their own
Mhm.
language. And so I wrote down phrases throughout my campaign of like what my teammates said, and I constructed my own list of phrases, and I would put like who said it, and I would mimic their voice and like construe together like to talk to them. Like that's how I ran that character. It was pure chaos, dude.
That's funny. That's funny. That's good. I like that.
Yeah. It was fun. But yeah, no, the world building is just it's Lord of the Rings esque, you know? Like it's just
Totally. It's huge.
Mm.
I actually watched there's a whole video on YouTube about the failure that was the soundtrack as far as a failure in the sense of like how much money they put into basically like trying to make a like tribal sounding like an alien sounding soundtrack, right? So they put
Yeah.
a ton of money and effort into trying to make a soundtrack that sounds like it came from another planet that didn't have any of the same instruments or voices or whatever. And I mean, like tens of millions of dollars paying like all of these scholars and musicians and crazy stuff. And they recorded all this crazy shit of like new language choruses with like recorded with, they pulled vocalists from Scandinavia, like Native American vocalists, African vocalists, and Aboriginal vocalists, and like put them all in a choral together and had them sing nonsense words.
Yeah.
And like that's the only thing that they actually used in the original soundtrack. All of the like, they made new instruments. They like invented some weird instruments out of like
What?
PVC and metal or like wood and shit, and that had like really unique sounds and like played. That it was a like I can't remember the music theory word, but you know how like Indian music or like Arabic music, they have more notes. They have more than 12 notes.
It's a different
Same
scale.
thing. Like yeah, like different scales and different like harmonics that they were hitting and different stuff. And I mean, they put an unreal amount of effort into this. And then James Cameron listened to it and was like, I want an orchestra. And then just re-recorded everything with like a Western orchestra.
Well, I mean, that makes sense though, right? Because it would
soundtrack.
that makes sense though on like a producer's side of it. Like you want something that'll engage the audience. If it's too foreign, it's not gonna do anything for this audience, you know?
Totally. It just feels like such a waste
Yeah.
to like go through all that effort just to not use any of it. The only thing that they used is those choruses.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can hear it when they're in the Hallelujah Mountains.
Yeah.
In the first movie, like running around, there's like these like strange sounding voice choruses, and like I said, it's like a Scandinavian cattle caller, a Native American singer, an African singer, and like an Aboriginal Australian singer, and it's like these four voices that are already kind of foreign sounding to like more Western ears.
Yeah.
And then you smash them together, have them sing nonsense words in their style, and it makes this like really eerie, strange tone. But it was really cool. I respect the Avatar series a lot. I just wish they told better stories.
Yeah.
I wish they explored more nuanced stories. James Cameron doesn't have a ton of nuance in his storytelling.
So there is one thing I wanted to point out. I caught it immediately, and it like I know why they didn't answer more questions for it, because it'll be a big plot point in the next two movies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ is in this movie. Okay, let me explain. Let me explain. They talked about it because it was a weird phenomenon, right? What is her name? It's the girl. Born from what's her name?
Right. Yeah.
What is her name? Sigourney Weaver, right?
Oh, the actress's name? Yes, Sigourney
Yeah,
Weaver.
yeah. So it's
I
her
love Sigourney.
character's child, and they said in the beginning that she was just born. Basically, they were like,
Yeah, they have no idea.
They have no idea what happened. She was just born,
Uh-huh.
right? She was born of a virgin, right? I'm just gonna go ahead and boom. She can talk to the. She has a weird connection with the trees and the life.
Ewa.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Already, I'm calling it
Like,
now.
to be fair, there is a real god in these movies. Ewa
Right.
has been
Yes.
shown to like not only be sentient but intervene
Yes.
in conflicts.
So this is Awa in avatar form, basically, right? Like that's that. But they didn't touch on it more, which is kind of weird. It was kind of like felt like it was just thrown in there in the beginning, just being said that, and then like you can see her interact, and like there's something going on. Like some of the characters notice it, but nothing was ever said, and it was left there, right?
Yeah, and then she has like the seizure.
Yes, and she can't touch the tree again or the fruit of life again, right? They said don't do it or she'll die, basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have to assume they're going to draw that plot point up in the next movie.
They have to, right?
Yeah.
Like
I have no idea where they're going with it though. Like it is a Jesus character.
Yeah.
It is like a Messiah type. Like the only thing that would make it more like overt is if she died and came back.
Right.
Right.
Which she could do. There are 2 more movies.
She could do, and we've also already had characters do that.
Yeah.
We've had characters die and they are now back.
But
like,
they're clones. They're
Avatar.
clones.
Yeah, clones. But Jake basically died.
Yeah.
And came back. Like that was the whole ceremony with like taking his
so
consciousness out of his human body and putting it into his avatar body. That's like it. That's basically death.
Yeah.
And rebirth.
Well, Jake is like Lazarus, I guess. Essentially, more of a Lazarus character, less of a like Messiah character.
No, he's definitely not the Messiah. But I'm just saying that there's precedent for having a character die and come back to life.
It's just a weird choice, man. I just think it's a really weird choice.
I don't know, but I don't mind more Sigourney Weaver because I
don't either. She played that. She played her child too. So yeah.
Sigourney Weaver's like my number 1 celebrity crush. I fucking love Sigourney Weaver. I'm serious. You think I'm joking? I've been saying that to Aaron for years. She's fucking great, and she's hot, dude. Like she's still hot. She was hot when she was young, and she's still hot. Dude, in this movie, she was smoking. And like the 2 scenes, the Sigourney Weaver was actually
when she was like asleep, like.
No. There's the scene where
I thought you were talking like when she was like asleep in the tube, and I was like, you have like
no.
Sleeping Beauty syndrome or something, man.
Like, no, there's Jesus. No, there's listen. There's the scene where the daughter is having like a vision where she's talking to Sigourney Weaver to Grace in the movie, and Sigourney Weaver looks fucking great. She looks like Smoke Show.
You heard it here first. No, we're 30 minutes in. Maybe we can get into the review process.
Okay.
Or the rating process. You know.
Okay.
I want to hear. Just give me a rating on it. Just flat out.
Just a rating?
Yeah, just give me your rating.
I give it a 7. I give it a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10.
Interesting. How come?
Because I think people should see it.
Yeah.
I think you should go see it. I think it's or wait for it to come out on streaming and see it then. But actually, I'm a proponent of seeing this movie in the theaters.
Yeah.
Because you get so much more visual fidelity, and because it's such like you're going to see this movie because it's pretty.
Yeah.
So go see it on the silver screen. Go see it on the big screen. Sit in the nice chairs, and like my AMC down the street now, they have all of the recliner chairs for everybody, and it's awesome. But go see it in a movie theater with like good sound and good. Don't watch it on your crappy TV in your living room.
Unless you have like a 55-inch OLED, like.
If you have a home theater, sure, but like and want to pay for the 4K streaming, but go see a movie theater. It's like $8. Go do it.
Interesting. I would have to give this movie a 65 out of 100.
So that's the same thing.
No. 65 out of 100 is my rating.
Do you know how decimals work?
No.
Okay.
No. 65.
Fair enough.
65.
So 65 out of 100?
65 out of 100.
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
So, I thought you were going with 7. I thought you were going with 7.
I said 6.5 to 7. But yeah, I'll say a 7. Since you're
7?
doing the 6.5, I'll do
No,
the 7.
I'm doing 65. Get it right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm doing 7.
Okay.
You're going to do 65.
7 out of 100?
No. 7 out of 10. 70 out of
70.
100.
70. Gotcha. 70. Okay.
Why are we doing it out of 100? Can we talk about this? Is this up for negotiation?
I think it's a fair system.
Okay.
You know, if for you simple mind folk, add a decimal. You can figure it out.
Sure.
But look, I'm giving it points. They're things.
Like
I'm gonna walk you through.
I'll give it a C minus.
What's that? C minus out of 100?
Yeah. C minus is like 70.
70. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna walk you through why I got and how I got to my grade. All right. This is important.
Okay.
I decided I was gonna go matinee. First thing.
Okay.
Wake up. Go see the movie. Right. Show up.
Okay.
11 o'clock showing. 11 a.m. Sam and I go to the
When
theater.
was this? Yesterday?
On Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah. Go to the theater, sit down, and go, we gotta get food, right? This is also gonna be our lunch. Let's spend a little money.
Nice.
I love doing that.
So did you go? Did you go to the draft house?
No, I hate the draft house actually. Okay.
Oh,
I don't hate the draft house. I have an issue with the draft house because they walk in front of in front and they're in my peripheral, and it takes me out of the movie. That's why I don't like going to the movies to the draft house. Food's great there. Really good food. I go to a Santikos, which I found out donates all the profit back into my community because it's a
Santikos
that's what they do
is
now.
great. It's a local spot.
Yeah.
When my wife was working on Erin was working on a documentary film, they did some showings in San Antonio at Santikos because they were like working. Anyways, they met the Santikos people and they helped them distribute the movie.
They're awesome. Like I really like giving them my money.
Yeah, they're good. They're good people.
Speaking of which, we show up and I was like, Sam was like, I don't really get food at the theater. What's good? And I was like, I kind of like their gyros here. She's like, oh, cool. Okay. So she gets gyro and fries, and then I get a Philly cheesesteak. I haven't had it yet, But I was like, Philly cheesesteak. And we got to get 2 large drinks because we get free refills of ices.
Yep.
And then we got
big fat bowl.
Big bowl of popcorn, and we put the little. They have a machine where you serve yourself popcorn. So I do a layer, and I do butter, and I do a little bit of salt, and I do a layer, and I do some butter, and a little bit of salt. Nice. Like took my time. They will text me when my food's ready. And we're sitting in the movie theater. It's not too packed because it's matinee and it's been out for a little while. It's great. Then the preview starts showing, and I go, I haven't gotten a text for my food yet. It's been 30 minutes. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, maybe they didn't text me. So I walked out. I don't want to miss the movie. I walked out and I'm just sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. Mind you, previews are the best part in my opinion. I love watching the previews. Got our food finally. It took about 40 minutes for our food to come out. Came back, movie just started. I got there just in time.
Okay.
Just in time.
Nice.
I missed all the previews. That's a negative. I'm taking away points for that. The service wasn't there.
Boy, if you don't, that is the dumbest reason to take points away.
No, I'm taking points away from that. The service wasn't there. It's about my experience. It's about my experience.
Because the movie theater didn't give you your food in time, you're going to tell me that the movie's bad?
It's taking away from my experience a little bit, all right? I'm not going to lie. I'm being honest with the people, okay? Back to what I was saying.
Sure.
The movie, CGI 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. It was so good.
It was beautiful.
Story was like a 4. 3.5 or a 4. It was rough. And the flow of the movie was actually pretty good. It was like a 6 or a 7. Like, it flowed really well.
I agree. I was expecting to get bored. Because
so
it's
was
a
I.
3.5 hour movie. That's that's a Lord of the Rings extended cut, dude. I just watched those.
Yeah,
And those are long
those are
fucking
long.
movies.
Those are so long.
And
It
3.5 hours is a lot. It went by pretty quick.
it felt like the same pacing as like a Marvel movie, like a good
Yeah.
Marvel movie. You know, like I wasn't looking at my phone. Like I was engaged the
No.
entire time. You know, I didn't have a thought where I was like, oh, is it almost over? Like,
Yeah. I think the reason it runs so long is because like they linger on some of those pretty shots for a long time.
yeah,
And like if it wasn't so pretty, I'd be like, why are you showing me this for so long? It would bother
Yeah.
me. But because it was just like so nice to look at,
I agree.
I didn't mind.
And then after the movie, I took away points. All right. I talking to Sam, we get out, we refill our ices, of course, you know. Get to the car, turn on the car. We're still talking about the movie. Bluetooth is not connected in my car. And I went, huh. I didn't have my phone. So I parked, went back to the theater. They've already cleaned up, and I'm walking like I have a purpose. Like, no one's stopping me. You know, if they said something I didn't see, I was getting my phone back. I go under, they like rope off. I like go under it real quick. Kids are like, Mom, look at this guy breaking the law. And I'm like, sit down, kid. I'm getting my phone. Go to my seat. No one's saying a word to me. Staff isn't saying a word to me. Walk in, get my phone from between the cushion, take it. Staff lady next to me looks at me and goes, oh, good, you got your phone. And I walked away. I left my phone there. And that's because their seat cushions eat anything out of your pockets. It's one of those, it's got recliner, it's like go all the way back, and I'm wearing shorts, like basketball shorts, and it just slid out. And the couch cushion just took it. Taking away points for that.
Dude, this is like being mad at the bus driver because you are late.
Hey, it's my score.
It's the same thing.
It's my score.
That's
my
like
score.
Bitching at the bus driver because you missed the 5:15 bus and you should have been on the 5:15 bus, but instead you were on the 5:20 bus, and now you're yelling at the bus driver because you are late.
Hey, it's my score. 65 out of 100.
I can't believe. Okay, well, what would it have been if you didn't lose your phone and you got your food on time?
You're gonna have to ask another dimension
somewhere
else. That's not what happened, baby. 65 out of 100.
Let me describe my movie going experience.
Yeah.
Aaron and I, we used it as date night, and we went out to dinner first. We went and we had pho, and it was fucking delicious.
Nice.
And
I see what you did there.
Thanks. It was great. I also missed the previews. However, I don't care that much.
Blasphemy.
No. I love previews. But when you marry somebody who doesn't have a concept of time like you do, then you just have to kind of get over the fact that you like previews and accept the fact that you're never going to make it there for them. So we also got the dinner late, so we had to get to the movie a little bit late. But we did make it into the movie before the movie started, that's like we're 1 for 4 in the last 4 times we've been to the damn movies.
Okay.
We were actually there in the movie. We saw the beginning of the movie. I had a great time. I like that all of the movie theaters now are going to the recliner seats instead of the stadium seats.
It's great.
It's awesome. It's a COVID thing, right? Because they needed more distance.
I don't think so. So
less people go to the movie theaters, so you just make more.
Santico's the one I go to renovated in like 2018, and we're already putting those seats in, and then COVID happened and they shut down. And now, wait, I found out. Next time you come here, we're gonna do it. It's $100 to rent out the theater.
The whole theater?
The whole theater.
No, it's only $100.
It's $100.
An entire theater?
Yes. We'll have a podcast in the theater, man.
We'll do a podcast. We'll do like
do a theater cast.
We'll have all of our San Antonio friends come, and we'll just
dude.
Well, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
we'll watch a movie.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, so cool.
All right,
but I don't think it's a COVID thing, but I think it's been received very highly from the fans or like the audience, and so they've been doing that.
Yeah, I am glad that people are going to see movies again. I was really dicey there for a while. I thought the movie theaters were gonna just like die. I
Yeah.
thought that movie theaters weren't gonna be a thing anymore because the dollar movie theater in my town shut down. Like it's just doesn't
Oh.
operate anymore.
Yeah.
It was a we call it the dollar theater. It was a $2 movie tickets, and they showed
That's
like
so cool.
yeah, excuse me, but they showed like movies that had been out for a while.
Yeah.
But it was awesome when you haven't seen a movie yet, and you're like, damn it, it's not in the big theaters anymore. Oh, but hey, the dollar theater's showing it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was good. That's why I saw Into the Spider-Verse because I missed it on its original theatrical release, and then they were showing it at that theater a little late.
Yeah, that's cool.
But where I live is really cool, the town I live in, because there's we have a drive-in as well,
Uh-huh.
and drive-ins are awesome. Drive-ins are so fun, especially when you're going to see movies that you've seen before,
I've never been to a drive-in.
because you can just talk shit the whole time because you're not disturbing anyone.
Yeah.
Right? You're in your car, so
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's really fun. I saw Endgame for the first time at
A drive-in?
because
Oh.
yeah, so that movie came out on a Friday, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I saw it Thursday night. There was like a few theaters across the country that they showed the movie a day early.
Yeah.
And the drive-in was one of them. And we got tickets
so
to it.
weird.
Dude, it was super weird, but I also I fucked up when I went to go see that movie because I forgot my glasses. And if you've never been to a drive-in,
Okay,
it's a much
Velma.
smaller screen. It's a much smaller screen than at a regular movie theater. And well, at least in relative to how far you are. And it's not like I can't see without my glasses, but it was a little blurry. So the first time I saw Endgame, the whole thing was just a little bit blurry.
It was just a blurry blob.
I could make out what was happening. I could tell, everything that was going on, but it wasn't as crisp as it should have been.
Oh man, well, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it happens. So Aaron and I are looking to buy a house this year.
Uh-huh.
And one of my requirements is that it has a basement large enough that I can make a home theater in.
Nice. That's on my bucket list, man.
And I will buy a popcorn machine.
Yeah.
Because
are you gonna go? Are you gonna go the TV route, or are you gonna go the projector route?
Projector route.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think you can snag like a 4K projector now, pretty cheap.
Yeah, they're only a few $100.
Yeah.
They're like the same price as a TV.
I mean, if you wanted to splurge, you could at like $2,000, $3,000. You could buy an 8K projector. Yeah. Like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the projector technology is crazy now. It's improved a ton
so much
from when we were kids.
Yeah.
My stepdad had a friend who, sorry, my glasses got all dirty. Who had a home theater.
Uh-huh.
And I remember he had an HD projector, and back then that was like
huge,
crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the room had to be completely black in order for it to look good. Like any additional light in the room, and it made the projector look terrible.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to put it in a basement. And also, new projectors they don't need total and complete darkness anymore.
Yeah.
It's.
Let me know. I'll fly out there and help you set up your surround sound.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm still an audio head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. I need your help with my microphone audio. I know it's not great.
Oh yeah.
I actually think. Anyways, we'll talk about this later. Off the podcast.
Yeah. We're not sponsored yet.
No, but we should be.
We should be. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. So I gave it a 65 out of 100. You gave it a 70 out of 100. That puts it at a 69.
Can we just put it in a flat 69?
Nah. It's 67.
No, it's okay, 67.
67. Avatar: The Way of Water, 67. You heard it here first.
100.
Yep, you heard it here first.
Go see it. I would give it a thumbs up. Go see.
Good time. Good time. Yeah.
Keep your expectations low though. Like the story isn't great, but just go have fun. Take some sort of recreational substances, alcohol, marijuana if it's legal.
If it's legal
for you.
Don't do anything illegal. Don't drink and drive.
Don't do anything illegal. No. If it's legal,
buy your alcohol at the movie theater.
Yeah. Or wait for it to come out on streaming and just get plastered at home and watch it. It's really fun. It's a fun movie. I'm not encouraging anybody to use any substances.
I enjoyed it without substances.
Yeah. Anyways, it's super fun. The whole movie's fun, with or without.
Make sure to follow us on wherever you're listening to this from. Leave a review, comment, say hi. If you know us personally,
Yeah, tell us what you guys thought. Tell us what you think about the movie. Leave it in the comments. We'll read them.
If you're watching on YouTube, I put Avatar: The Last Airbender Way of Water in chat, so we know you made it this far.
Yep.
And if you're not watching on YouTube, we have a YouTube. You should go check it out. It's over on YouTube at Dummies for Movies Pod. So, link also in the description. Thanks, guys. This was the first episode. Let us know how we did. Honest feedback.
Yeah, like it. Changes.
Yeah.
Good stuff, bad stuff.
It's fluid. It's like water. This podcast is like water, a little fluid.
Would you say it's the way of the water?
No. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.